Hi everyone, welcome to another episode by Poor Man Gamer. Today I'm going to show you guys how to survive an early harvester rush, which is a problem that many of us deal with. Before I break down the replays, I just want to show you the deck I'm using. I took a lot of your feedback and I replaced the Banshee with the Phantom. And it's been proven to be a lot more effective. You're not going to see much of it in action in these videos because the focus is going to be on just surviving the early rush attacks. So I'll go through it in a subsequent video how it's been useful. So I'm going to open with a very standard opening. Laser troopers and the missile squad I believe should be in everybody's deck now. It's got to come back because of all the really strong anti-vehicle air units. Right, but just because of air units in general, these guys have got to come back. So first I open with the laser squad. As you can see, I see the tile light up right away. And take a look at what I do here. I try to get there in the tile first to block him, but I wasn't able to do so. So I immediately move my harvester away. Because the missile squads are cheap to build, I park it right there and I block off his tank. So now I'm able to pinch his tank. Okay, this is called the pincer movement. What you do is you have two units. You move one of your units to one side and the other unit to the other, so you trap the enemy opponent. I also rolled my harvester over my own laser squad, and that's called stacking. You can move over your own units. It makes it impossible for them to pursue your harvester. And then after I destroy it, I immediately try to get my harvester back up. And notice the way I move my laser squad. I move it so that his Nod Buggy cannot touch my harvester, right? That is the purpose of this movement. If the opponent is rushing you with vehicles, like a tank or two bikes, it tells you that he does not have his own harvester. So don't worry about losing the economy in the beginning because you haven't lost anything. They're not mining either. So now I successfully fend them off. I'm able to immediately move my own harvester back on. And I roll up my laser squad to see if he's built a harvester. He hasn't. And now I go down just to take a look at what he has to see if his harvester is maybe down here. And I'm still looking for his harvester. Now this is important. After the initial rush and you survive it, it's a good idea as best you can now to pressure them. And also to keep that missile tower going. So notice how I leave my missile squad there. This is in case he kills off my first squad, I can run it up. And also to see if he's going to roll it with a double harvester. It gives me visibility. Take a look at the top right, where his bike is. I try my best to move my laser squad to block him. Did you see that? We both try to go to the tile at the same time. We both got rejected. He has a speed advantage, but rather than focus on the attack, I moved my laser squad there to block him off. Right? You have to learn to use the geography and block off the enemy vehicles. And this is how you effectively survive the early harvester rush. Because I'm using laser squads this whole time, I have an economy advantage. I'm able to open with a war factory, and now I can open my scorpion tank. And now he's really going to be in trouble because I'm on two tiles, and I have the. I'm going to get this first missile. He can't contest it fast enough, right? I also am able to take out his first harvester. I use my tank on the top to block off the one that's charged up. So now I take out his second harvester. And now he's going to be in quite a bit of trouble because now I have a huge economic advantage. I'm able to roll up my Inferno. I left that tank alone because it's got so little health, it's not really going to do much of anything. Now I roll in to his base, and I'm not afraid to pressure him now. So now what I do is I try to roll my tank down to tile block him. I wasn't able to do so. I should have moved my Inferno back a little more. So that was a big mistake on my part. I lost my Inferno, but I figured I had such a huge advantage, I actually kind of stopped paying attention as much. He's stalling out the missile, but by then, too little too late, I was able to survive that first attack. And so hopefully you're able to use this tip to survive an early harvester rush. So here's a second video of someone using scarabs, which a lot of us struggle with because they are just so irritating, and a very effective way to survive an early scarab attack and an early rush. This is a map that basically invites early attacks. Yep, there you go. That's my Fog of War. Again, I open with a harvester, and I see something's on the tile. You see that? You gotta pay attention here. A lot of times people rushing, they're gonna jump on those tiles right away. And so I see that. I know he's rushing me with something. I just don't know what. I move to the top to defend my Harvester, and lo and behold, would you look at that, it's Scarabs. So I get my missile squad in place, I take out that first one, I sacrifice. Now, instead of focusing on that second Scarab, one Scarab is probably not going to be enough to take you out. I carefully move my Flame Troopers to the top on purpose, avoiding that Scarab. Jump on that missile tile to stall it out because I know that Scarab on the bottom is going to die very, very quickly, right? So I send my missile squad to sacrifice. That knocks out all his Scarabs. Given all of the infantry and everything he's built, I know he probably doesn't have a Harvester yet. So now my main focus is just to take out his early units while I continue to harvest and build up my own economy. Now notice how I do not engage his Flame Squad yet because I don't have anything to go after his Harvester. There's no point rushing, right? So I'm very patient here. I'm protecting my Harvester, playing conservatively, right? And now I go ahead and rush up. I know I have confidence I'm going to take this missile. He's been charging it up for me. I'm on one missile. I move my second Flame Squad down to the bottom in case he's got a second one. Now I push forward, and instead of standing on the missile to charge it up for him, right, because he's not contesting it, I just go ahead and start rushing his base right away, and I go after his Harvester just to give him even more pressure. A lot of times opponents, when they get pressured like this and they see their base being attacked and the health is going off, they start getting flustered, and here's what I'm baiting them to do. I'm baiting him to build tons and tons of infantry to counter what I have, right? So now he took out my Flame Troops. I already have 2 bikes, right, to take out his Harvester. I kept the bikes out because they're pretty quick, right? And now I'm able to roll out my Inferno. And you're going to see for the rest of this game, he doesn't really stand a chance now because once the Inferno comes out, ground troops don't have much of a chance of surviving. I go ahead and move my Inferno back. Some people run it back even further because it takes so long to charge. I wasn't as concerned because he wasn't playing aggressively. I move my Inferno down to the bottom, wipe out everything he has on the map. I roll out a third Inferno now because he's got no real anti-air measures. I'm sitting on basically all 3 tiles, right? And at this stage of the game, there's really not much he can do. I go ahead and leave my Inferno there on purpose just to stall him out a little bit more because I've got 2 missiles. And there it is. I'm on 2 missiles. I'm going to win this one. He can't contest it and the game's over. So folks, I hope you are able to gain a lot out of this video and how to survive an early Harvester rush. If you like this video, please subscribe and hit the like button and have a wonderful day. Stay cool.